It began like any urban legend, half-whispered in forums, passed through comment threads, and debated across fan podcasts. For over a decade, Leonard is dead wasn't just a bizarre theory, it became a cult-level mystery for the Big Bang Theory fandom. Now, after years of speculation, obscure clues, and Reddit sleuthing, the fog around this odd enigma may finally be lifting. But to truly understand the weight of this revelation, one must first ask, where did this theory come from, and why has it captivated fans for so long? The origins of the theory, a death in the details. The Big Bang Theory ended its historic 12-season run in 2019 with Leonard Hofstadter very much alive, married to Penny, contemplating fatherhood, and still occasionally bickering with Sheldon. On the surface, it was a happy, if nerdy, ending. But for some fans, things never quite added up. In Season 6, Episode 14, the Cooper-Kripke inversion, a seemingly throwaway line caught the attention of eagle-eyed fans. Sheldon, when discussing how he'd cope if Leonard died, said, "It would be a relief." Harmless Sheldon snark, perhaps, but after this line, Leonard's presence subtly shifted. In numerous scenes, he appeared in the background with minimal dialogue, his interactions more muted, his presence less essential. Then came Season 9, where the idea really took off. A fan on Reddit, under the now famous username Quarks and Coffins, posted a theory. Leonard died in Season 8. Everything after that is either imagined, a dream sequence, or a collective hallucination. Watch how people interact with him. They barely touch him, he hardly drives the plot, it's eerie. The post exploded. Thousands began rewatching episodes with the theory in mind. Clips were slowed down, transcripts dissected. Suddenly, Leonard's scenes began to feel different. A 12-minute YouTube compilation titled, "The Ghost of Leonard Hofstadter," racked up 6.8 million views in 3 weeks. In it, Leonard is portrayed as a spectral presence, lingering awkwardly between characters who seem to be moving on without him. The obsession had begun. Strange evidence, hidden clues. The theory isn't without its evidence, albeit the kind only the most dedicated fans would find compelling. 1. Minimal physical contact. In later seasons, Leonard is rarely touched. Scenes that once featured hugs or physical comedy now show Leonard apart from the group, visually isolated. 2. Sheldon's grief-fueled genius. Some fans argue Sheldon's Nobel win is part of a psychological break, a coping mechanism to deal with Leonard's untimely death. His obsessive drive in the final seasons, they argue, is guilt-fueled. 3. Penny's emotional distance. Penny, usually affectionate and humorous with Leonard, becomes distant, even somber. Fans point to her sudden change of heart about having children as grief transference, trying to hold on to something of Leonard. 4. Raj's regression. Raj, who had made so much progress with his selective mutism and confidence, slowly backslides. Fans interpret this as an emotional response to losing one of his closest friends. And then, of course, is the Season 10 cold open where Sheldon is seen writing a eulogy, but the character he refers to is never named. It ends abruptly with Amy walking in, asking, "Why are you writing something so sad?" To which Sheldon replies, "Because I need to remember." Coincidence? Or a breadcrumb? The showrunners speak, kind of. Until recently, the Big Bang Theory's creators have remained tight-lipped about the fan theory, often dismissing it as fun but unfounded. But in a 2025 retrospective documentary, Bazinga Forever, The Untold Legacy of the Big Bang Theory, things took a turn. Chuck Lorre, the series co-creator, dropped a cryptic remark that reignited the fire. "We always encouraged fan theories, even the wild ones. Some of them came closer to our alternate script drafts than they realized." That phrase, alternate script drafts, became a spark for a new wave of speculation. Insiders from the writing team anonymously confirmed to TV Line this year that a version of the Season 9 premiere was written to open with Leonard's funeral, an arc quickly scrapped when the studio pushed for a more upbeat direction. The idea? Leonard would die in a lab accident, and the rest of the season would explore the group's grief in a darkly comedic lens. The scripts were never filmed, but they existed. Somewhere between fiction and fantasy, The Ghost of Leonard Hofstadter had already been written. A revival on the horizon. In June 2025, Warner Brothers announced a new spin-off series tentatively titled Young Leonard, chronicling Leonard's early life in New Jersey as a brilliant but emotionally scarred teen navigating life with a cold neuroscientist mother and a family allergic to affection. While this might seem unrelated to the "Leonard is dead" theory, insiders have hinted that the series will be framed by an older Leonard looking back, possibly from beyond the grave. A mysterious teaser trailer, released just weeks ago, ends with a grown Leonard, voiced by Johnny Galecki, saying, "Sometimes, the past is the only place where we truly live." Combined with Laurie's comment about alternate drafts and the upcoming spin-off, fans are speculating that Leonard is dead might become canon adjacent, not confirmed, but heavily nodded to. What it all means. The fascination with the Leonard is dead theory is less about the literal death of a character and more about how fiction blurs with interpretation. Fans aren't just passive viewers, they're co-creators in the meaning of the stories they love. In Leonard's spectral ambiguity, we find reflections of our own loss, change, and growth. Whether he died mid-series, faded narratively, or simply became less central, the idea that something unspoken happened gives fans room to explore deeper emotional terrain in a show often known for its punchlines and geek references. In a strange way, Leonard Hofstadter may have transcended his own script. Dead or alive, he's become a myth, an unresolved equation in a series that so often asked us to look to the stars for answers, even when they came wrapped in mystery. Final word: not quite. With the new spin-off in production and fans still parsing frame-by-frame footage of past episodes, it's clear, the Leonard is dead theory isn't going anywhere. Maybe Leonard never died. Maybe he did. But in the minds of fans, he became something more than just a character, he became a question. And sometimes, those are the most alive things of all. Would you like this adapted as a mock news article, a podcast script, or a fanfiction narrative?